Welcome back to Reactioncast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, here to give you another anime review. This time around, we're going to be talking about the Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts.
左手の薬指だったな。指輪が特別な意味を持つというのは。
王様、人間の国で左手の薬指に指輪をはめるのってどんな意味があるか知ってる？あのね、ずっと一緒にいようねっていう誓いの証だよ。
Thank you for the taste. A nice vintage.
Oh, sire.
Please pardon me, sire, but are you hurt at all?
What a magnificent tail you possess. No wonder it seems to accidentally tangle around others' feet so easily.
Forgive me, sire! I didn't mean! I swear I didn't mean to!
So, the Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts is an anime which the best way I could pitch it would be a version of Beauty and the Beast with a lot of politics. And I think that's the best way I can derive this with. So to simply put, the plot simply put is every year there's a female human is sacrificed to the King of Beasts in the Beast Kingdom, and kind of our female lead, Sarif. Oh my god, you hear her name so much. Sarifi. That does not sound right. Sarifi. Whatever. Anyways, she kind of is already point and blank ready to be the sacrifice for the human kingdom, and kind of behold during the moment where she's going to be sacrificed and eaten by the King of Beasts. It is learned that he is actually turns human, so he is apparently cursed or something. They go into it a little bit more in the story, so I'm not gonna really spoil anything, but there's actually a pretty interesting series in my opinion. But they get into this moment where they do the romance where she is to be his lover and things like that, but she's human. The Beast Kingdom hates human kingdom, levels of racism, all this fun stuff when it comes to series like this. And I think that's what's interesting about this show is the characters themselves. Sari, I really like her. She starts out pretty already in a sense of she's defeated in a moment where she's already accepted her demise and a new door has opened. And how is this gonna affect her? Because for most of her life she was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a sacrifice to the Beast Kingdom. And then to have the King of Beasts, who later, it's not really a big spoiler, but he later gains the name of Leonhardt. He then is kind of his storyline throughout the series. It's I think it's 24 episodes if I'm remembering correctly. It's reasonably well from someone who is supposed to be the strongest of the entire kingdom, but still has levels of self-doubt because of this thing that happens to him every month of turning into a human. So yeah, that's interesting. And then on top of that, a lot of politics. And when it comes to that, and it's not just in your it's there for an actual purpose compared to just being a side thing, because there's a lot of things while these two try to become an actual thing, become king and queen together. He's already king, and trying to take her as a queen. But then, you know, there's like, no, she's human. You got to take a beast as a queen. Or now there's like a whole series of slew things happening. Like there's a lot, and there's a lot to kind of justify them to be together and be in the eyes of the people in the Beast Kingdom. And then just the moments when there's interaction with humans, and I like that because with a 24 episode series, you're able to expand a lot, enough to get many arcs here, and just enough for like, oh, that's intriguing. Okay, I like that. Oh, that's great. And I like how Sari like really does her best to have this new like affirmation in life. She has been given a second chance in life from just being a sacrifice, and with the help of Leonhardt and a lot of some new friends she makes on the way, because they're, like I said, it's like the level of racism between humans and beasts, and then alone the beasts themselves, there's like a level of racism within them, and they don't hide it. And to an extent they don't hide it, but there's definitely is some. And I enjoyed how they portrayed it just enough where it's like, okay, like it made moments like a decent plot point, but it didn't like overextend itself, but it didn't hold back either, and I really like enjoyed that. Some of the I would say the antagonists and the things that were trying to like put wedges between the two, the way they like did these moments and these like arcs were like really well put together, and I really like that. Every scene, every plot, every character that was put throughout this, like, okay, that's I like this quote villain that's appearing right now, and it's putting a thorn in the process and stuff. The politics happening around. I think the only thing that kind of was souring this show for me was a little bit of the finale. Now the finale is actually pretty, because as far as like from beginning to end, the finale was like, I like what they did. It was interesting. There was this one sort of like MacGuffin that they did, and I'm like, and it just was there, and it's just like, it was like, I would have to rewatch it, but I don't think there was ever a proper mention of something like that, or something. When you watch the series, I recommend you do. There was really nothing that showcased or like just made it like, that happened, or that makes sense. Like this kind of like level of revelation, and it doesn't have to be great. It just has to be like, it has to like be confident in that moment. Like, okay, and it's not like we need to do this to kind of fix something. And I think that's the thing that kind of soured the finale for me, because the way it led up to the last few episodes to kind of the conclusion, they did a really good job building it up to where it ends, because the plot was just like nice, smooth. I was enjoying all the characters, all the sub characters, and just kind of that. I think that's the only thing that just kind of soured it. It's just this weird little MacGuffin. It's not like a huge one where it's like, oh my god, that's going to be the thing that saves the world and shit. Like, no, it's not small enough that you can ignore it, but it's not big enough where it's like, okay, I'll take it. I'm not happy about it, but I'll take it. You know, and I think that's kind of really it, because the series itself, it's like, it's, as far as the art style, it's like it's really well like designed. I really enjoyed how it looks. It's clean, simple. Some of the action sequences are really well animated for the most part. There's not a lot of action sequences, but when you do get them, they're nice to watch. But for the most part, I believe just the interactions you get between Leonhardt and Sari are the best moments of the series. But you know, some of the other things you get, some of the other interactions you get with Leonhardt and some of his other confidants, and Sari and her friends, I think those are like moments. I think the moments when characters are interacting with each other, and developing, I think that's the best way that this series or these types of series really do well. And that's kind of really my thoughts. I really highly recommend you guys watch this. It's definitely a watch, like a must watch, if you enjoy kind of this Beauty and the Beast kind of style. Definitely, you know, no judgment, but you know, there is a lot of like furry potential in this thing. But yeah, Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, I definitely enjoyed it. I was always looking forward week to week. I knew towards the end it was going to be like stepping stone, so I held myself from watching the finale to get all 3 episodes to kind of conclude, and I'm glad I did, because I would have been so upset of just watching 1 episode per episode. But yeah, I definitely recommend this. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify. And if you're listening to this on any other podcast platform, don't forget to follow me on TikToks. Oh my God, why can't I say TikTok, Twitter, Threads, or Instagram? So yeah. So thanks again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya. See ya. See ya.